I'll probably forget where I'm at. So without further ado, I'll introduce the first speaker is Curt Smith, Howie's brother. Curt.
I'm going to talk a little bit about our childhood, sibling rivalry, and brothership, you know. Howie was my big brother, and as a kid he had big ideas. The one I remember most is when he figured we could corner the rabbit market in the East End. So after convincing me to use my paper route savings on the project, we got at it. We needed nails, tar paper, shingles, lumber, chicken wire to build the hutches. Then we needed purebred breeding stock. We bought a male-female with pedigree papers from a guy in Burnaby at 15 apiece. Big money in the 50s. Then we got memberships in the American Rabbit and Cavy Breeders Association. So during this project, we had some disagreements on the way forward. These disagreements led to acrimony, and acrimony turned to scuffles. As I said, Howie was my big brother, and I would find myself pinned down with him on the top, tweaking my nose and ears. We eventually got the project on stream. Unfortunately, Howie hadn't researched the market, and we found there wasn't one. The upshot was, we ended up with one hell of a lot of rabbits. As time went on, I noticed I could run as fast as Howie. I challenged him to a race in the back alley. We set up a start-finish line. Then it was 1, 2, 3, and we were off. He came out of the gate first, but I quickly reeled him in and was on the cusp of passing him when I felt the hip check. The next thing I knew, I was in the ditch full of green slime and mud, and there was Howie crossing the finish line. To his credit, he fished me out, got me home, hosed me off, all the while protesting his innocence. Looking back, I was no angel. As I remember, we were building a fort in the bush out back, and we got into a procedural hassle, which ended up as usual with me on the bottom. After about half an hour of this, I was in a rage. He let me up and took off running. I had a good arm from my baseball experience, and I let fly with an empty Kick Cola bottle. Unfortunately, he looked back and I nailed him right in the beak. It was quite a shock seeing him, all the blood, and him howling. We patched him up, went home, we told our mom a wood chip hit him while chopping down a tree. She bought it. The thing about it was, we never squealed at each other, no matter what happened, and that's what I call brotherhood. I learned in school that every action has a reaction, and it was always true with him and I. Every Sunday night was bath time. As we didn't have a hot water tank, it was all boiled in the big kitchen stove. Our mom would pack it upstairs and get about 4 or 5 inches in the tub. In that bathroom was a big old English toilet with a gooseneck at the back. Because there were 3 males in the house, my dad kept a rag there for the poor apes. Howie took the first bath, me last. As usual, I would somehow get soap in my eyes, and I would yell for a towel. And Howie, seeing this opportunity, would hand me the piss rag. By the time I smelled it, it was too late. I was rubbing my face, and Howie was rolling around on the floor laughing. He got me good, and I was planning revenge, and it would be sweet. Howie loved 2 things, reading and eating, and it was a perfect in for me. He would be in the front room reading, and I'd ask him if he wanted a sandwich. Sure, he'd say. I'd get a can of Husky or Rover dog food out. Cut both ends of the can out and shove it out like Spam. I'd ask him if he wanted cheese. Yeah. Lettuce, mayo, mustard. He'd say, yeah. I'd slice the dog food precisely and pile on the rest of it. Cut it into 4 pieces, add a pickle, and serve it. During his lacrosse career, he'd taken a lacrosse ball to the jaw while he was in goal. So whenever he was mowing down a sandwich, his jaw would click, and it was music to my ears. I would ask him if he wanted another one, and he couldn't resist. Now, I don't know which brand he preferred. It seems like he sat up a little straighter with Rover. In this way, he would usually split a can with our dog. So I would say that that's democracy for you. I told him about this many years later. He just smiled and shook his head. What a guy. The things we did to and with each other made our brotherhood solid for all time. I was very proud of what he accomplished, and I will miss him. God bless you, Howie. And there's one more thing I want you all to remember. Before there was Google, there was Howie.
It's going to be a tough act to follow. Ronnie Polson worked with Howie for many years, a good friend, the rest of it. Ronnie, where are you at? Here he is, Ronnie Polson.
Hi, my name is Ron Polson.